How's it going, guys? Zoro here once again for another live reaction. This time for One Piece chapter 1164. How we doing today, guys? How is your Sunday afternoon doing? How's it going? I am your boy. I can hear myself. I am your boy Zoro. Once and always reacting to One Piece, the usual. Got my water. Ready to freaking go. Let me make sure we are actually live. Okay, looks like everything is up and good on both Twitch and on YouTube. We're streaming on both platforms per usual. Yes, uninspired. Now that you mention it, I did see the game 7. I missed extra innings, unfortunately. I was running a D&D game last night. I know, like, what the game you're on the East Coast. The game went to like 1 in the morning. Like, yes, I run an 11 o'clock. I'm not even joking. 11 p.m. D&D game every Saturday. So I come home from work and I immediately go in and I start doing my D&D stuff. So I saw like a little bit towards the 9th inning that fucking fluky ass home run. And I missed extra innings, but I was able to see like the ESPN, what's it called? Like the game, like the game stats where it's like updating like what's happening, how many strikes there are. I was able to see that bit a little bit. I was like, while I was running the game, every once in a while when there was a scene I wasn't really super involved in, I would like peek over and see what the Dodgers and then the Blue Jays were up to. So I did miss some of it, but I did watch most of it. I was pulling for the Blue Jays. I've said this on my on the channel before, hoping they could pull it out. They had every opportunity to win that game. Bases loaded, 1 out. You got to get the run home, dude. You got to find a way. Pull a squeeze. Get a sac fly. You know, fucking do something. Just even something as simple as a fielder's choice would have gotten it done. But the infield was in, couldn't get the run in. That's on them. That one play where they got the force out at home when the motherfucker was in there for running purposes and slid into home plate. And not only that, he got an awful jump off the bat. Like, he just stopped for a second, then he ran to home. If he would have got a better lead, gotten a good lead off of third, and moved on contact like he was supposed to, that would have been game over, dude. Incredible. Incredible stuff. I mean, what a game, though. What a game. I saw the fucking fly ball on the bottom of the 9th that was caught where the guys collided. That was insane. Baseball's awesome. Like, people like to hate on baseball, dude. And I know it's like the popular thing to do, and it's an old person sport. And I get it. But postseason baseball, there's something special about it, man, that other sports don't exactly always have. But yeah, man, it was a very good game. I'm kind of sad the Dodgers won. Evil Empire, didn't deserve it. That's how I know. That's how I know karma's bullshit. Fucking Evil Empire wins. Score another win for capitalism. Can we talk about Fairy Tail only in this reaction? Asking for a friend. Feel free to ask me any Fairy Tail related questions. I'll be sure to answer them. I'm a man of the people. I will give my honest and specific responses. I'm not against that, but unfortunately, I think the salary cap is oncoming, and one of the more reasons why I wanted the Dodgers to lose, not was from an ethical standpoint, it's from the fact that I'm a Mets fan and I want us to keep fucking being able to spend. But shout out to the Dodgers. They deserve to win. They made the timely hits when the time came. Blue Jays had the game in the bag and couldn't get the job done. It is what it is. Gave up too many solo shots, and that was GG's, man. Put a fucking hanging slider out to a guy that hasn't gotten any hits in like a month, right down the middle, and he, hits it 380 feet over the left field wall. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. It is what it is. But, yes, One Piece. We're here for One Piece. I can get into the sports stuff later. You know, I do. I get too deep into it, man. It gets crazy, bro. It gets a little crazy, bro, when you get into the sports stuff. Um, but yeah, let's talk some One Piece, man. What's been going on in the One Piece community, guys? What's been the hot topic? I have my own personal like algorithm, but I'm curious what you guys are currently seeing. The one thing that I'm seeing in my algorithm, One Piece related, is this old discussion that was a long time ago about whether or not One Piece is political. And anybody see that shit? Like, that's all over my fucking timeline. Like, is One Piece political? I thought we were ready to discuss this like 3 months ago, whatever the case may be. And there's a really good video. I recommend everyone, not now, because you want to watch the stream, of course. I mean, come on. But later, I recommend you guys watch a video by Mother's Basement about the topic. And I legitimately thought it was one of the best One Piece videos I've ever seen. Just talking about the series. Someone who truly understands at the very core, like, the essence of One Piece and is able to properly articulate so many aspects of the story that I have in my brain, but maybe I couldn't possibly even articulate best to my ability, that they were able to, that Mother's Basement was able to articulate really well. And I just wanted to give a shout out to that, because I watched that video and it blew me away. It's an excellent video. I commented on, I'm like, wow, this video is incredible. It's literally incredible. But if anyone was particularly curious how I fall on the topic, I'm pretty much in the same boat as Mother's Basement. I think you'd have to be willfully ignorant to believe it's not political. It's just simple as that. I never thought this was a discussion. Like, even back like 4 months ago when this was a thing, there was a little debate about it, and then it kind of went away, and then it came back for some reason now. But of course it is. It's insanely political. Every aspect of it, if you just look a little bit into it, it's very clearly political. But that's just me. Thoughts on the One Piece anime switching schedule? I did see that. That's a good question, Mike. I don't know. I'll be honest. I understand why they're doing it. I want the animators and the people who work at Toei on One Piece to be able to have a healthy schedule. I know it's very chaotic. But at this rate, by the time that we're done, the anime even coming close to like adapting Elbaf, it's going to be like, how many years, man? At the pace we're going, how many episodes we're going to get? Like 26 or something? A year? They said, I think it was 26 episodes a year. They're not even at Elbaf now. They're still finishing up Egghead. We're probably going to look at, if we're going at 20, I mean, I don't know exactly when they're starting the new schedule, but like, is it like right at the start of Elbaf that they're starting this schedule? But once we get into the 26 episodes a year cycle, they're, from what I've seen, going to be doing one chapter to one episode, 1-to-1, pretty much. I don't know how I feel about that. There are some chapters that are pretty kind of stale in the sense that I don't know how you can animate an entire episode off of just one chapter. I don't know how y'all feel about that. I know some people were actually positive about that. Some people were negative about it. I'm kind of skeptical in that regard. I think we should probably have 2 chapters per episode. Is that crazy? Is that too much of a pace? Maybe 1.5? I don't know. I guess it depends on the actual chapters themselves and whether or not there's enough there to make a proper episode. But, maybe it's better. It'll be better paced in that regard. We're just going to have to see, guys. I don't know exactly. If Dami Reverse only works on those who are turned, does that mean Loki's at risk of turning? I'm not sure. That's a good question. That would be something. But then again, I believe that, remember, Rox was looking for a specific devil fruit that was here on Elbaf. And according to the flashback about the devil fruit and what happened with, with the king, with Harold. I think Loki has that devil fruit, right? Everyone said that he had the devil fruit, right? So if that might be similar to, like, that might be like the opposite to whatever Luffy has, or something to regarding that, right? I don't know the specifics. My point is, I think Loki would be immune because of his devil fruit, like Luffy was probably immune because of his Nika powers. That's my guess. But anyway, I don't want to get into discussion before we actually start the chapter reacting. So let's read the chapter and then we can talk discussions about theories. Today's episode was about 1.5 chapters covered. It had a really nice pace. Yeah, I don't think that there should be a hard line, like you need to cover one chapter per episode structure. I think if you limit yourself to like following that structure, you can find yourselves hitting walls. If I was, given a magic wand and said, go ahead and make your wishes come true, I would say to Toei, I would make a wish and say, hey, instead of just sticking to one, why don't you just play it by ear and determine, like, maybe that's a little too loose. Maybe the structure would be helpful. But I'm of the mind that, like, some chapters probably, you can afford to do 2 chapters an episode for certain chapter cycles, because some of them are pretty barren of a lot of content, So I think it should be based on what the actual content is. If you're only releasing 26 episodes, and I know those episodes are going to be beautifully animated, but if you're only releasing 26 episodes, you want to make sure you get quality episodes that cover a lot of great stuff. If you're wasting one of those episodes on a chapter that's just kind of build up and nothing particularly incredible, although, Elbaf's been pretty great, but I'm just saying, like, there are chapters where it's like, okay, that's okay with a chapter, whatever. We're moving on. If you have one of the 26 episodes be that chapter, it's like, in that chapter alone, we could do better than that. Maybe they're just scared about catching up. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of doing that, but we're going to have to see. It's give and take, it's give and take stuff. But I think I've delayed enough, guys. If you're just joining us here or have been here for a while and forgot to do so, be sure to like the video, support the stream, help me out. I would very much appreciate that. If you're on YouTube, be sure to like the video. If you're on Twitch, if you haven't done so already, feel free to follow for more content on One Piece, of course. And I do my D&D stuff on Monday, so tomorrow night we're doing D&D at 9 o'clock. If you guys want to pull up for that, things are getting pretty spicy there, so yeah, it should be really fun. We are currently in our very high level end of campaign segment here, so that's very fun. But anyway, enough promotion. We're gonna get started with the reaction now. If you want to pull up the chapter alongside me, we can read the chapter together, and that'd be pretty cool. So yeah. All right, well, let's do it. I've delayed enough. One Piece chapter 1164. Davy's Blood. What is he got? Perona, best girl Perona. What is this? Cover request by Shinomi Tamari. Perona chasing a rabbit with a pocket watch. A rabbit with a pocket watch? Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Oda, are you on Twitter? Hold on a minute. Oda. Are you seeing all the memes on Twitter with the rabbit? Hold on a minute. But, it is kind of adorable that she's thinking that the rabbit is Mihawk and she's chasing after him. By the way, for anyone that doesn't know, maybe that doesn't understand my love for Perona, I think I don't know what it is about Perona. Yes, she's annoying. Yes, her laugh is ridiculous, but I just can't get. I love Perona, man. She's awesome. She's just a great character. I don't know why. It's kind of like Buggy, man. Like, yes, they can be very annoying. Yes, they can be high pitched and very coarse at times, whiny. But damn it, I love them. Damn it, they're one of some of my favorite characters. I'm a big Perona stan. Okay. Second or third favorite female character in One Piece? Is that crazy? Is that crazy, guys? You know, I don't want to put her above Nami. I feel like that's disrespectful to Nami, but I'd be lying if I didn't say it's close. I'm just putting that out there, man. I'm just putting that out there. It's adorable. She's chasing after Mihawk. It's kind of funny. But anyway, and I know this is a reference to Alice in Wonderland. You know, I get it, but still, it's kind of hilarious that Oda drew this during this time. Right now on Twitter, there's a meme going around of a fucking rabbit holding a watch, and it's basically people using it as a representation to show people like time is ticking, your time is running out, or you're getting older. Or, like that's the meme of it. Like, so if you know it's a meme about getting older, someone will put a thing with a pocket watch, or if they'll show like an NBA player with a receding hairline, they'll show the rabbit with the pocket watch showing like time's almost up. That's the meme essentially. I haven't described it, but yeah, that's how I interpret it. Am I right in that, guys? I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too old for this meme shit. How old is too old to be fucking looking up memes on Twitter? I don't know, man. You know, I don't fucking know, man. And I'm a little raspy today, by the way. I apologize. My voice is a little dead. Once again, D&D last night. But, yeah. Depends on the meme, I think. You're not wrong. Like, I'm gonna be honest. There's one meme that's going around. I have no fucking idea what the deal is with it. I don't understand it. What the fuck is up? Don't answer this. I don't want you to answer this because I don't want to know. Well, this 6-7 shit. Like, what is that? Well, I see it, but I like most memes. I like see and okay. I understand why this is a meme. That's just random. It's just random. I don't think there's any purpose to it. I don't get it. Why is it funny? Why did it catch on? Is it just something to say? I mean, when we were younger, we said stupid shit. Is it just a stupid shit meme? I don't know. That's the one I don't get, and I never want to. It'll probably die out, I think. So, but either way, that's the one I want to avoid. But let's focus on the chapter. Here we go. Rocks got hit with a Domi reversey. Rocks. My goat. My goat got taken out in the panel, man. It sucks. Our attacks didn't even phase that spider thing. How obstinate. Wheeze, wheeze. You shouldn't scoff at humans, you beast. Oh shit. Oh, he's still with us. He's still with us, my goat. Ow, I shouldn't have doubted him. Let's go. You shouldn't scoff at humans, you damn beast. Davy D. Jones. That's the name of the previous king of the world. Whoa. We're getting lore right away, man. That's incredible. Holy shit. The former king of the world, Davy D. Jones. Insolent fool, that wretch was never king, not for a single moment. Thou hast no place in the fate that binds Moo and Davy. Then you shouldn't be so scared, it's just a name after all. He got Emu heated. That fool he was never king, I was king. Bitch ass Emu. Okay, we're getting the lore, man. You've been afraid for a long time, haven't you? Afraid that one day someone's gonna inherit Davy's will and fulfill the promise. And they're showing fucking Teach when he's saying that, dude. They're showing Blackbeard, dude. They're showing Blackbeard when he says this. This is absolutely, guys, a direct parallel. All joking aside, this panel right here, in my estimation, and it's very, like, it's brilliant, actually. It's brilliant. Remember during Marineford, when Whitebeard was talking to Teach, and he's like, Teach, it's not you in any case. The man that Roger's waiting for. And then he goes into a diatribe about someday someone will inherit his will and take on. And then it shows Luffy being carried by Jinbei. There's a panel of Luffy being carried by Jinbei, indicating that that's who they're talking about. That's the one. And then in this panel, we see Rocks talking about afraid that one day someone's going to inherit Davy's will and fulfill the promise. And they're showing Blackbeard. So there's a branching path of clans or people somehow. One side of it is the Joy Boy, or even further beyond the Nika side of it, in which Luffy is an offset, an ancestor of, so to speak, not genetically, but in spirit and in will, and adopting that will. And then you have the Davy Jones side of things, Davy D. Jones, excuse me, and his will of things, going down from Rocks to Blackbeard, and maybe even Loki himself. Maybe Loki even has the Davy D. Jones fruit, like Luffy has the Nika fruit, right? Luffy has the Nika fruit. Would it be so crazy for people to have, for Loki then to have the Davy fruit? If Davy Jones is a parallel to Nika, excuse me, wouldn't it make sense because of the, you know what I'm saying? Does that make any sense, guys? Am I going a little crazy off the beaten path, a little off the edge here with my theory? I think that really fits. But anyway, let's continue with the chapter here. You've been afraid for a long time, haven't you? Afraid that one day someone's gonna inherit Davy's will and fulfill the promise. I wonder who scares you most. Davy D. Jones, Joy Boy? Cease this babble, they shall never resurface, so long as thou fades into oblivion. Okay, maybe I was wrong. Hold on, based off this panel, because they're using Davy Jones and Joy Boy as a parallel, not Nika and Davy Jones. So maybe there is Joy Boy is the, I suppose the I'll just use the word ancestor. I know it's not the proper word. The inheritor of the will of Nika, and Davy Jones. Who did he inherit his will for? I don't think it's from the Joy Boy side of things, or from the Nika side of things. There's probably a different god. Because Luffy is the representation of a god here. And since Davy Jones isn't a god, he was just a guy, maybe he had a god fruit similar to Joy Boy having the Nika fruit. That's the same fruit that I imagine that Loki currently has. Since he inherited the will of Rocks, I think that makes a lot of sense, right? And it makes me wonder in the future, Rocks' relationship with Blackbeard. Will Blackbeard take him on his crew? Will Luffy take him on his crew somehow? Or is Rocks going to, maybe Blackbeard kills, Loki, Blackbeard kills Loki and takes the devil fruit. It's a lot to think about, man. A lot of theories. But like I said, let's continue. Cease this babble, they shall never resurface, so long as though fades into oblivion. Davy, Mu has found the perfect soldiers now, a certain nation of gentle and indecisive giants. Giants, you bastard, stay away from Harold. He just wants peace. And that peace ultimately led to all this. If Harold would have just teamed up with Rocks, man, all this could have been avoided. All of it could have been avoided, man. So fucking tragic. Give me 1 second. I'm having a little latency notification. Is it? Are we okay, guys? Are we not? Are we lagging a little bit? It's got a latency warning. I think we're okay. Okay, I think we're okay. That was weird. But anyway, indeed, this is an unprecedented opportunity. A sovereign, this pliable, may never appear again. Thy current deposition is quite similar. Now make haste. Put an end to Davy's dream. Yo, emu, dude. And he's basically saying, like, you know, Harold is a easily manipulated softie. Easily manipulated. And it just goes back to what I've been saying about Harold, because I really do like Harold, and he's a great representation of how you can never make peace with evil. You can never, no matter how hard you try, no matter how hard you bend yourself, you bend your morals, you capitulate, you will never ever succeed when you try to negotiate with evil, man. You know what I'm saying? You have to stand against evil. You cannot try to placate it. And that's what Harold tried to do. He's like, oh, if only we were a part of the world government, then they'd treat giants well. Well, look what happened with the mermaids and the fucking, the fishmen, rather, excuse me. Well, look what happened with the fishmen, right? They are representatives now in the Reverie. They now have a better standing amongst world government nations, and Shirahoshi almost got fucking kidnapped during the Reverie. You can't negotiate with this, man. The only right way to go about it is to stand against it. That's all it is. And Harold's a fool because he tried to placate this clearly evil entity to try to save his people, but it's tragic. It is. Put an end to Davy's dream. Ah! What the? Rocks. What happened? Damn it, I'm fading. Did it do something to you up there? Huh? Annihilate Davy's lineage with thy own hand. Snuff out all obstacles on God Valley. Is it me, or are you bigger? Out of the way. Their blood must be purged from the pages of history. Leap. He stabbed Kaido in the face. Holy shit. Ah, Rocks, what are you doing? Bruh. Smacked his ass. Kaido. Ugh. Damn you, Rocks. Aren't we meant to be allies? Yo, and Whitebeard. And Whitebeard pulls up. Oh shit. Big Mom gets smacked back. Oh shit. Smacked into a wall. We're in your way, Rocks. Are you? Even Whitebeard got sent flying, I think. Right? Is that what that is? What happened with Whitebeard? I can't exactly tell what happened with Whitebeard. There's a clash, which was awesome. Fucking awesome, dude. And there's a panel with crack and some dust flying. I don't know exactly what's going on there. Based on the expression of Whitebeard, I'm imagining he's getting sent flying like the other two. Wow, run, the mountain is falling. All warships at the northeast coast have... Get away from the island, all ships, pull back. Northeast coast. That was close. Who is responsible? This unforgivable act must be punished. Everyone hurry. Don't set sail without us, or you'll be all put to death. Southwest region. Come on, Rayleigh, this island's toast. Roger, safe, right? Oh my god, the baddest baddie to any baddie of all the baddies, bro. Fucking Shaggy, man. Treasure, treasure, isn't this incredible? Wow, it's a dead end, move it. Damn it. I couldn't even save one tiny baby. Where did he go? Dude, oh, yo. Ah. I fucking love Dragon, man. I fucking love Dragon, dude. Oh, I love Dragon, dude. I really love Dragon, man. This flashback is doing wonders for him in my mind. I know what you're probably thinking, like, well, what are you talking about? He's weak. He's like one of those characters from the fan letter during Marineford War, getting smacked around, not knowing what to do, not being able to affect anything, just trying to survive it. And that is humanizing to me. That makes me like him more. It's not all about strength, man. It's about intent. It's about recognizing injustice within something that is inherently corrupt and doing everything you can to fight against it, even at the expense of your own safety. Not a lot of people can do that. And Dragon's awesome, man. I can't speak highly enough about Dragon. I think this is just top tier character writing, man. I love this dude. And yeah, I can't wait to see more from Dragon's flashback. And I know this is just a teaser. This is tip of the iceberg for Dragon. But this is fantastic. I mean, this flashback in general has gotten us so many little tidbits from so many different characters. I don't know how Oda's able to balance it all. I mean, there's certain characters that are going to take a back seat, obviously, to others, but it's amazing. It's amazing stuff. Where did he go? Wait, Kuma. Speaking of which, Kuma's here. Give it a rest. It would be too risky to keep trying to save people. Kumachi. Huff, huff. There might still be more people out there. Huff, huff. Oh. Found one. Damn that Gonzo. Oh, Captain John, dude. Captain John lives. He lives. He fucking lived. I thought he was cooked. Shiki, asshole. You'll never make it off this island alive, you hear? Gee, ha 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 ha. No one gets the drop on me. Everyone to the coast. Oh, shit. Oh shit! Rock's already caught up with her, bro. Shit, what kind of? You had a head start like a motherfucker. Now you're getting caught up with? How? Zebek, he looks. So you lost? I'm sorry. It's our fault. You faced that thing to save us, even though you weren't ready yet. Wow. She knows about Emu. Oh my god, that's so fucking good. Oh, so she knows about Emu. Oh, that's so interesting. Okay. You faced that thing to save us, even though you weren't ready yet. What does she mean by that, guys? What do you think she means by that? And avoid spoilers. This is rhetorical. If there's spoilers that are going to answer that later on, please don't. But if they don't, then let's hear a theory about that. Ooh. You weren't ready yet. Are they talking about the devil fruits he needed? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Avid. That's what I'm thinking. The devil fruits that he needed. Blackbeard's fruit and Loki's fruit. Very interesting indeed, ain't it? Very interesting indeed. If I was confident before, I'm almost certain now. Loki must have the God of Destruction's devil fruit. Did they? I remember they talked about it a little bit earlier during Elbaf. Did they give that God of Destruction a name? Am I just not remembering it? I know they had mentioned it briefly, because they talked about Nika and then they talked about the God of Destruction. Did they give him an actual name, or they just called him God of Destruction? If someone can answer that question, because I think whatever that God of Destruction is, name or no name, whatever, that's the fruit that Loki has. That is the fruit that Loki has. The god, yes, that's going to be the foil or the opposite side of the coin to Luffy's Nika fruit. Excuse me. Right, and if it's true that both of those fruits are needed to defeat Emu, then does that mean that Blackbeard and Loki, assuming Blackbeard doesn't take Loki's devil fruit, which I think is a possibility, right? Those two need to work together to defeat Emu. Maybe it'll be Loki, Blackbeard, and Luffy that take out Emu? Can you ever see a scenario in which Blackbeard is working alongside Luffy? Man, dude. This is crazy. Blackbeard stocks are going through the roof with this chapter. He's getting a lot of build-up, man, and in the best way possible, dude. But think about it. If Rocks needed those two devil fruits, the one that Blackbeard has, in my opinion, I mean, none of this is certain or written in stone, but and the one that Loki probably has. What does that say about the fight with Emu in the future? Luffy can't do it on his own? Are we going to have a team-up? Oh, man. Bro. Yo, this is kind of crazy. This is kind of crazy, dude. So you lost. I'm sorry you faced that thing to save us even though you weren't ready yet. Teach. We have no choice but to jump into the sea and swim. I won't let the Davy clan end here. We'll survive no matter what. Escapees spotted on the coast. Cannons, bro. And then, yo, Kuma, let's go! Kuma for the save, baby, let's go! Yo, the fucking goat, man. Fucking Kuma, baby, let's go, dude. Bro, I love this, man. Oh, so many characters are getting bumps in my rankings this chapter. So many characters are getting bumps this chapter because of their fucking actions. Kuma and Dragon and Blackbeard and Rocks. Incredible, man. Once again, cinema. Pure, unfiltered cinema. Goda does it again. Davy. Next, extinguish all who remain on the island. Oh, shit. Does he not know? Wait. I'm a little confused by this panel. Is this indicating you guys think that Emu knows that they got away or doesn't know that they got away? I'm kind of leaning towards the latter, that he doesn't know they got away. Because Kuma popped them away, you know, so maybe his observation haki doesn't sense them anymore, thinking, oh, they're dead now. Because he says, next, extinguish all who remain on the island. So maybe he thought he did the job, but it was Kuma getting them off the island instead. That's probably explains why Blackbeard is still alive in the present timeline. And why he wasn't hunted down when he became you know, Shichibukai or something like that. Because Emu didn't know that he was, maybe, interesting. Vice Admiral Garp, please hurry up. I told you to get the hell out of here. How long are you going to stick around? Roger, where are you? I'm fine. Let me know when everyone's on board. Ah, stop it, Rocks. Rocks? Why the hell does he look like that? Let's go. Let's fucking go, baby. Bring it on, Rocks! Oh, baby. Davey? What? What is Emu doing? What is Emu, like, is he schizophrenic? Like, what's going on with Emu, dude? He's like, the two of them scream Rocks. You can see the hockey explosion. Davey, question mark? Is that, I mean, they're both D's. They're both D's. So, I don't know, man. Whoosh. What the hell have you turned into? Look at that Rocks, dude. I won't let you go after my crew. Roger, Garp. This voice? Please. What's that expression? Oh! That's so... He's fucking talking to him in their heads, dude. With, like, I don't know, is that the voice of all things? Is that observation hockey? Like, it's gotta be the voice of all things, right? This voice, dude, his soul is screaming out to the man. Roger, Garp, please, please kill me. Now it makes a lot more sense how Rocks was able to be killed on God Valley and how he died. The climax of the God Valley incident, bro. I want to see a fucking fight next chapter, man. I want to see them scrap next chapter, man. I need it! I need it! Man, I fucking need it like I need water, dude. I do need water. My voice is dying. Amazing chapter. The fact that Domi Reversi can do this to a Yonko level character makes Emu that much higher in level. He did resist it for a while before ultimately turning, right? The question is, what are the circumstances that are needed for the Domi Reversi? Like I said last week, don't believe that there's just, he can just do it willy-nilly. I think there are probably rules in place that he needs to fulfill before he can ultimately be able to Domi Reverse you. I think he needs to pierce you directly or cut you, wherever the case may be. He did it to all the giants that he turned. And some of the giants that he turned that he didn't directly touch, I read back chapters where the Domi Reverse happened last time. And some of the giants that were turned, it was weird because, like, in between Dory and Broggy, there was a giant, and they got turned. They were standing in between the two of them. So is there like a weird like connection thing that's happening, like a shadow connection? I don't know, a soul. I don't fucking know the specifics, but there's something weird going on with Domi Reversi, and I said this last week. Don't get over exuberant about, how OP it is or whatever the case may be, because I know for a fact there's going to be rules in place, limitations in place that make it so you can't just do it. There's going to be like certain things that you need to fulfill, certain obligations or circumstances that you need to fulfill in order to be able to do it. That's why the magic book came out. There's things in place here. There's fucking things in place. And it does show, at least, though, when you do get switched with a Domi Reversi, it does, in fact, show that the part of you that still made you you is still somewhere. Trapped inside, maybe, or trapped in a hell dimension or something. You're trapped away. But you can still... There's still that aspect of you is still alive somehow, some way. And the fact that Garp and Roger both heard Rox and are able to, like, through the voice of all things, understand him in that moment, it makes me really interested to see what Luffy's going to do when we get back to the present timeline, because Luffy obviously knows the voice of all things, and Dory and Broggy have been turned. So are they going to get a similar... Is Luffy going to hear a similar message from Dory and Broggy, like kill me, stop the me, or things like that? He knows the voice of all things. Is there a key to stopping Emu by having the voice of all things? Maybe Luffy can find a way. I don't know. I don't know, man. I just... Yeah. It's very exciting. It's very exciting. This is an incredible backstory. I cannot just stress enough how every week I come to do these reactions, and I'm so motivated and so invested and so just completely immersed and ingratiated with the story and how it continues to, after how many years? What are we? Almost. What, I don't know how many years it's been since One Piece came out, but a lot of years. 1996 or 97 it came out, something like that. I mean, yeah, we're approaching, what, 30 years of One Piece. We're coming very close to that, and Oda continues to deliver quality after quality after quality each time. It's just it's so invigorating, man. It just, there was a moment. I'm just gonna be completely transparent with you all, because why not? I've been doing this long enough. I'm not gonna fucking hide things, right? There was a time, or there have been times during One Piece, where I'm not as invested, or not as, I guess engaged is the right word. Engaged as much as I would like to be, and the moments like that, sometimes it can be difficult to be like, I'm excited for the next chapter. I'm gonna pull up the stream and get started here, right? But there was a section in particular, I think it was Dressrosa, that was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. And I was like, man, like, if this is the way things are going, I fear for the future of One Piece. Obviously, Dressrosa had incredible moments. Don't get me wrong. I'm talking about some of the lower moments of Dressrosa. It was, like, really bad. With, like, the Tontada and stuff I didn't care about. And to go from that to many, many years later, now being here and being just so invigorated, so energized and excited every week to the chapters come out. Of course, they don't come out every week, but when they do come out, to come in here and chat with you guys and to theorize and to finally be in this home stretch of One Piece, if you want to call it that. There's still a long way to go, but we are in such amazing times, and Oda's delivering far more than I could have imagined. It's there's no story like One Piece, man. I hate to be all dramatic about this shit, but like there's no story, whether it's a book, whether it's a movie series, whether it's whatever, man, that has reached me in this kind of way, that has appealed to this part of my fucking monkey brain, that over such a long period of time. There just hasn't. One Piece is just there's nothing like it, man. There's nothing like it to this scale, this epic scale, and this consistency over this long of a time. Really understand, guys. I know some of you, or most of you, are probably a lot younger than me. understand how special it is that you're getting to experience this in this time. Um, it's really incredible. I don't know. Don't want to get too cheesy with it, but I recognize and I'm able to pull myself back and observe the moment. It's a special moment. You know, it's a special moment. Um, and I don't take it for granted, man. I don't. Because, you never know, man. You never know. Life is very fragile. You never know if another, how many chapters we'll get of One Piece. So every time we get a new one and it's a banger, I'm just grateful to Oda and grateful to everyone who works on One Piece. That just continues to just produce such incredible quality over such a long time. But yeah, by the way, if you're enjoying the stream, be sure to like the video, help support the stream. I very much appreciate that. We're now in the discussion portion of the reaction, where we're going to break down theories, break down the chapter, talk about possibilities, all that good jazz. And then, yeah, we'll see where we'll go from there. Let me just pull up the chapter real quick and see some things I want to talk about. First, we got the reveal of Davy D. Jones. That's the name of the previous king of the world. To my knowledge, Joy Boy was the previous king, right? Back in the Second Age or whatever. That fought against Emu. But apparently there was someone else, this Davy Jones person. And to me, guys, like, as I've read the chapter, like, I had this feeling from the beginning, and as I read the chapter, it only solidified my thoughts about it. To me, it's very clear they're setting up Davy Jones to be the Blackbeard of Joy Boy's era. You know what I'm saying? He is going to be the representation of just the god of destruction that was mentioned in Devil Fruit that Loki probably currently has. Now, I know he was never talked about as a king, but I just saw him as the head figure that was taking on the world government at the time. I assumed he was a king. Obviously incorrect now. He wasn't the king. Maybe, Davy D. Jones was probably the king of the ancient kingdom that was destroyed by the world government. But then, Emu says he was never, ever a king. Not for a single moment. Is that him just being bitter, or is that, actually some legitimacy to that? We'll have to see. But, yeah, it's clear to me there are two branches of the D family, maybe even more, but the two that are worth mentioning in this relevant state here. You have the Luffy side of things, where you have Nika, the sun god, and the bearers of his devil fruit, Joy Boy and Luffy. And then you have the god of destruction side of it, the opposite side of that coin, that devil fruit, that god, and the representative of that being Davy Jones and Blackbeard and Loki to a certain extent now. Because I would imagine, though, that Blackbeard's going to want that devil fruit. If he knows, because, like, now that I do want to mention, I didn't mention it during the reaction, Blackbeard's mom is still alive now. They were both saved by Kuma. So I wonder what happens to her and how she dies and how he becomes an orphan. But I imagine she stays alive long enough to explain to Teach about the Davy clan, about his father, about his goals, about what he wanted, because his mother seemed very informed about what he intended to do and all of that stuff, and how he knew about Emu, right? So he's gonna know about the destruction fruit that Rox was going after, And if Loki does have that devil fruit, which I think all signs are pointing that he does, it's either going to be integration or destruction. Either Loki is integrated into the Blackbeard pirates and he joins up with him, or alternatively, he kills Loki and takes that devil fruit, which would be incredibly tragic because Loki looked up to Rock so much. To have Loki be killed by Blackbeard, his son, would be just insanely tragic. But if it's true that Loki, or not Loki, if it's true that that Rox was looking for the devil fruit of Blackbeard's and Loki's devil fruit in order to defeat Emu, then both of those devil fruits will be necessary to defeat Emu in the future? Which makes me wonder, is Luffy going to team up with Blackbeard and Loki in the future to fight against Emu? Or if he kills Loki and takes devil fruit, Blackbeard and Luffy working together? I don't know. Blackbeard seems like a lot of what he's done is a lot more understandable, considering his ultimate goal here of taking down Emu, man. I mean, he's no Rox by any means. He's certainly not lived up to that moniker. Because I mean, who could? Rox is such an amazing character in a stand-up guy, all things considered. I mean, he's still stabbed like a child, and he's pretty shitty. But compared to Blackbeard, I mean, you know what I mean? Now, I think Loki is joining the crew as the true inheritor of Davy Jones as well. Maybe. I mean, maybe Loki and Luffy together are enough to defeat Emu. It's possible. I think Blackbeard is still a false inheritor. I thought that was the case up until this chapter. Literally, this chapter changed my mind because in this chapter is like, then you shouldn't be so scared. It's just a name after all. You've been afraid for a long time, haven't you? Afraid that one day someone's going to inherit Davy's will and fulfill the promise. And they literally show Blackbeard being carried by his mother, that panel, like indicating like he is the one who will inherit Davy's will and fulfill the promise. Right? I mean, it's like I said. That panel, excuse me, is a direct parallel to Marineford, where Whitebeard was talking about the man who Roger was waiting for inheriting the will of someone, and they show a panel of Luffy being carried by Jinbei. It's a literal parallel of that exact panel, that exact moment in the story. They did that for Blackbeard. I'm just saying, don't count against it. It really depends, because like Blackbeard could still kill Shanks. I'm still on the boat that makes a lot of sense. I don't know, man. This is just crazy, dude. Crazy stuff. And I really love the callback to the fact that Emu is kind of taunting Rox about Harold, about how he's easily manipulated. A sovereign this pliable may never appear again. He's like, oh, we finally found someone. We finally found a leader who's weak-willed enough that we can manipulate to our own ends. Which makes sense, I suppose, why, like, up until this point, the Giants were a warlike nation, because they fought against the government and they were allies of the former kingdoms and stuff. Harold destroyed all of that with his toxic goodness. There is a, like, I'm telling you, like, being a good person as a leader, there are toxic aspects of that when you take it to extremes. In trying to save his people from the world government, he doomed his people. It's very tragic and well written, but Harold is such a fucking idiot, man. It's just so frustrating. And look at Elbaf right now. They're all peace-loving and this and that, and they got easily bodied by a couple of God Knights, right, pulling up. If it wasn't for Luffy being there, they would have been easily taken over. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just because their culture has turned into one that's too passive in a time where passivity is not required. It's just not what is needed for the current timeline here. You need to be active. You need to be fighting against this um, this wrongness. Yeah, I mean, I've already talked about that during the beginning of the stream. If you want to watch the beginning of the stream, I went into a bit of a lengthy talk about my feelings about the break, about the one-to-one chapter to episode split that we're going to be getting. I went into a whole thing. I don't want to repeat what I already said, so I'd say when the stream uploads, and I encourage everyone else who arrived a little later to go ahead and watch the stream from the beginning, because we get into some good discussions prior to the reaction. So. All right, we got the Man Who Jumps in the chat. Let's see what you have to say today, Mr. Man Who Jumps. I really felt sorry for Locke in this chapter. Rox, I mean, man. Yeah, in this chapter, and finally understand why Roger and Garp fought him. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense, right? And it probably gives some perspective as to why Harold was killed. Because the Harold being killed by Loki thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's also another kind of weird thing. Like, you know, everyone thinks that Harold killed, Loki killed Harold, and what happened there, and why was he being stabbed when he walked into the throne room, and did Harold get Domi reversed, and Loki had to kill him? And, you know, maybe Chief Jarul, not understanding that he turned into a demon, is like, why are you attacking the king? And he stabbed Chief Jarul in the process, and that's why Chief Jarul didn't back him up, because he didn't understand that he was a fucking demon or something. I don't know. But there's something there with Loki. Obviously, he's vindicated of all crimes. He did nothing wrong his whole life. We love Loki. We stand Loki. We stand a king who, as a baby, climbed fucking Yggdrasil, the goat, Loki. All right, we stand him. There's no ands, ifs, or but about it. But we need to know more about that incident. We still haven't gotten to that. That's going to be part of the flashback, guys. Once we're done with God Valley, we're probably going back to that. Because that's the whole point of this flashback, was Loki trying to explain himself. And we kind of got off course there, but not that I'm complaining. I'm fucking eating this shit up. But you know what I'm saying? It's pretty great. We do need to get there, though. For sure. For sure. Am I not getting comments? Hold on. Having some issues today with the stream. Give me 1 second. Chaos Pudding says, I always saw Joy Boy as a total 100% Luffy XP with a small crew of monsters that have a lot of popular support. I don't know what XP means. Am I just tired? I had a long day. Blackbeard knows the plan, but he's still not the man for the job. Maybe when Luffy beats him, Blackbeard will explain that, okay, I'm leaving my will with you. You killed me, or you beat me, whatever the case may be. Maybe his final words, or like he'll explain, like, I need you to do X, Y, or Z. Maybe Luffy will come to understand Blackbeard. Maybe there will be a moment of true connection there. Like, I've said this for a long time, right? Like, Blackbeard is the foil of Luffy. They have a lot of similarities. Blackbeard is a representation of, like, the worst, like, the possible avenues that someone like Luffy could have taken if things had been different in his life, if he didn't have someone like Shanks in his life, if he, you know, had more tragedy in his life and was left on his own, right? He could have been a Blackbeard, but he wasn't. So, the reaction just ended. I'm doing a discussion now, or we have been for a few minutes now, Isaiah Rock. But like I said, if you want to watch the reaction, the video will be up on YouTube in just a little bit. I'd appreciate you checking it out once we're done streaming, and you can watch it from the beginning and watch my spiel about a number of different things. Incredible chapter, though. I mean, absolutely incredible. Just, man, so good. It's so tragic, bro. Like I almost got hit with like some emotions with the rock stuff when he has to be killed. It got me a little bit. I almost teared up, dude. The shit was very, very impactful. What do you think? My theory I left in last week's stream. Yes, Emu got Domi reversied and is actually Umi. And when Roger said to Rayleigh, "Let's turn the world upside down," meaning turning Emu into Umi. It's interesting, but then that would beg the question: who turned Emu, or who turned Umi into Emu in the first place, right? It wouldn't be the first time a story has revealed a villain behind the final villain at some point, right? But Emu, if I'm not mistaken, is a representation of the Earth itself. I don't know Japanese, and maybe the man who jumps can help explain this, because I've only seen other people talk about it, and I'm not by any means a speaker of Japanese or understander of hiragana or any sort of Japanese writing, but it was explained to me that Emu, it means Earth somehow, and he's a representation of the Earth, and then how you have the other of the five elders, like they're all planets, right? Elder stars, they're all planets. So I don't know if he represents the sea. I don't know. It's interesting. I like the idea. Just I don't know how that would be implemented, but it's a really interesting idea. All right, the man who jumps with another comment. I won't go into recent changes to the anime, but by the time God Valley flashback takes place, it'll be probably 2050. You're not wrong, man. You're not. That's the one thing. It's like we're getting like this incredible flashback. We're in a place where the anime is at its best, and then we get this news that it's going to be 26 episodes a year. It's kind of deflating. I know those 26 episodes will be like 1,144 like that episode level quality, or it should be. If we're getting 24 episodes a year and it's average quality, then it's a complete failure that they're doing this. I'm gonna say it right now. I'm gonna say it with no, like, I don't care. If you're gonna take so much time off and stop from being weekly, the quality of the episodes themselves need to be on a level way higher than the average One Piece episode. It just makes sense, right? Logically, it has to be that way. Yo, Isaiah, thank you so much for the super chat, man. €5. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate the love, dude. That's great. Thank you. All right, the man who jumps says, backwards in Japanese, Emu becomes Umi, which translates to sea. This is a significant element in One Piece world, possibly just in connection to the sea and or the sea devil. Yes. Well, I think that Emu is a devil for sure. So sea devil, you know, and it might make sense, like, you know, why devil fruit users sink while they're in the sea, right? Because it said that the sea god hates them so much it takes away your powers, so you sink to the floor, right? So if Emu is a representation of the sea, and he hates devil fruits because, for whatever, I mean, why does he hate devil fruits, I guess is the question, right? Were devil fruits a way to fight back against Emu during the Second Age? Because they manifest hopes and dreams? Because remember, Vegapunk explicitly stated, that devil fruits are a manifestation of humans' wants and desires, made manifest into ability. So, is that a weapon of sorts that was made to fight against Emu? You know, when you have a restrictive, evil overseer, the hopes and dreams and wants of people, made manifest is a good way to fight against that. So that's why Emu is so angry at devil fruit users and he pulls them into the sea. It's a good question. I don't know exactly how they're going to play it. And the sea level rising, the sea levels being risen, is that because Emu is a god of the sea and wants to make the whole world water? Then why does he live at the top of the world, right? He lives at the, why not live on the bottom of the world if you're a sea devil? If you're the representation of the earth, of the sea, why are you on the sea? Why aren't you on the sea floor? Why are you on the highest point of the One Piece world on land? I theorized last week that there was a god of the sky, or of the above earth, or whatever you want to call it, that Emu took out, and was like someone from the underground or from the underworld, rather, kind of like the devil who fought against, who in this world fought against God, or a god, and overthrew him and actually won. And we're living in a world where the devil actually won. Are we dealing with something like that? There's so many theories, man. There's so many thoughts, and I just love having these open kind of questions and just wondering, letting the brain kind of fire a little bit, and theorizing. You know what I'm saying? But as far as anything definitive, I don't have any definitive theories. But I really love the feedback, guys. I love the discussion. Incredible chapter, man. Incredible chapter. I really appreciate everyone stopping by. I think I'm going to wrap up the stream there. My voice is starting to die a little bit. Had a very difficult speaking day yesterday. So I think this is a good place to end it. But I want to really thank everyone for stopping by. The chat was really engaged this week and incredibly helpful, and made me think about a lot of different things. So I really appreciate it. As always, thank you for the donation, Isaiah. Or Isaiah's. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it wrong. I apologize if I am. But yeah, we're going to end the stream there. Like the video if you haven't done so already to support the stream. Check out next week. We should be off break, right? There's no break next week, right? Doesn't seem like there's a break, so we should be good next week. Fantastic. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm going to get some food for sure. It's not pizza, but I'm going to get something to eat. I'm hungry as hell. Thank you guys. Have a great night. I'll catch you on the next stream.